What is going on, everybody? Back with another video, and today, Aimpoint Acro P2. So running in on a little comparison, a little issue that I've run into. Y'all know that I've had my Steiner MPS for a lot longer and that I have just received my Acro P2. So I had this plate. I'm going to cover up the manufacturer. We don't need to get on all that. But if you're buying a plate for your M&P or any gun, Calculated Kinetics, shout out Calculated Kinetics. This is not a paid promotion. These plates are awesome. I wish it was a paid promotion. These plates are awesome. Definitely check them out. Back to your regularly scheduled program. So if you buy one specifically for the Steiner MPS, the footprint is different on the bottom. You can see that the bottom on this one specifically designed for the MPS is wider than this. So your Aimpoint Acro P2 will not fit on it. I do not know every single company that makes one, but make sure that it says that it's compatible with both. Mine wasn't a big deal because I bought that one a long time ago and I can still use it, so I don't really care. Calculated Kinetics, good to go. This is my third plate, awesome. Let's get into the P2. I'm gonna grab a close-up. You know I like comparison videos, so let's get it. So the Acro P2, we have the windage here. We have the elevation on top, 8-point name, the little notch, I don't know what it's for. We have the little clamp. Then we'll show the footprint, nice. And then the double back glass. Let me try to get that dot in there. Nice, crisp 3.5 MOA dot. That looks nice. Over here we have the battery. Let me zoom back in on the optic. Battery compartment, increase, decrease, and it even says hold for off. So very cool. And then you have the angle glass and double front glass. So I'm liking this. We can compare this to the Steiner MPS's footprint, which is just a tad different. Just a little bit. And then we can compare sizes. It's just a little bit shorter, not a whole lot. But it doesn't, the MPS does not have double glass. It just has the single glass. And because it just has the single glass, it appears shorter, or it actually is shorter, obviously. And you don't get such a tubular effect. Ken Scott with Provectus Group, no, we're not related, even though we got the same last name. He compared it to looking down like a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, which is true. I feel like you need to have a better index for the Acro P2 than you do the MPS because it's not as forgiving. So you can, if you don't have that good index, you will be fishing around for that dot a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. I held off this long because I was like, man, I don't really want to get it. And then whenever I got it, I was like, yeah, I see exactly what he was saying. That is kind of, I guess, a minor annoyance. Personal preference thing, I just want to put that out there. Let's go over the pros and cons. So, tools, they're both very well made. If I had to give a pro, I would give a pro to Aimpoint because it's a little bit wider. You have more surface area to grip or whatever and get it on or off. They both have a T10 Torx. At the end, they both have something to take the battery off. There's a little notch right there for the Steiner, and then you have this. And then the Aimpoint has the windage and elevation tool, which brings me to number one. The thing that I do not like about the Aimpoint already is that you have to have a tool to do windage and elevation adjustments. My Steiner MPS, I can just use a brass casing or a dime or whatever, no big deal. I don't really care for that. So having a tool, I wish I didn't have to do that. Number two, battery cap. The battery cap on the Steiner, I don't care if it's on the top or the P2 side, really doesn't matter. I want to be able to get it on and off. I want it to be durable. I want it to be ease of use. And I don't want to have to worry about stripping threads. The MPS, and I believe I mentioned this in my MPS video, it is pretty difficult to get this bad boy back on, and I thought I was going to strip the threads. So that wasn't super cool. P2's relatively easy. It had maybe it'll loosen up over time. I hope it kind of does. Not too much where the battery doesn't connect, but I hope it does loosen up a little bit to make it easier to get on and off. Number 3, battery life. This one has a 1632, which is a smaller battery. They could have easily made this a little bit bigger to where they could have fit a 1632 on there, no problem. I wish they would have done that and got 50,000 hours battery life. This is a 3.3, 3.5 MOA dot, so they're real close. 13,000 hours, 50,000 hours. I'm currently testing that with a Trigicon that boasts 50,000 hours. I'm at 3 years right now. 50,000 hours is equivalent to 5 years. I've got one at 3, one at 2.25, and then one at 2 years that I've had constant on. And then my Aimpoint T2, I've had that constant on for years as well. That is pretty much it. I would say number 4 and my final con would be the toilet paper towel roll effect. It's a little bit more pronounced than hardcore on the Acro P2 than it is on the Steiner MPS because of the double glass and the smaller window. It's not a lot smaller, but it is a little bit smaller window. So I have thousands of rounds through this. I like this. I just got this. I'll see if I like it. But as long as you have a good index, all that shouldn't really matter. So practice your index. Dry fire, no ammunition. If y'all have any questions, let me know. We'll talk about it. Oh, number 5. Number 5 would be the buttons. The increase and decrease of the brightness buttons. The Acro P2s are better. Not in quality, in placement, in I guess size and shape. I like them better. The ones on the Steiner MPS are kind of difficult to press sometimes. I don't really care for that. I like the circular, easy access buttons on the Acro P2. But if y'all have any questions, let me know. We'll talk about it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. God bless. See you at the range.